Ho, every one that thirsteth, come you for water, and he that hath no money, come you, buy and eat. Yes, come, buy wine and milk, without money, and without price. Welcome to Harbingers Inkhorn. I give this message only at the beginning of the books, not each chapter. I have come to offer water in a thirsty place, to declare the former things, and the new which come forth now, to proclaim the year of the Lord's good pleasure. Read along at www.mechon-mamre.org. That's www.mechon-mamre.org. Go to the top of the page, click the English Bible at the top. Then you can select the book that we're in. If you ain't online, you can follow along with your King James Version. Some words will be a little different, but the meaning, it can't be missed. I ask that you forgive me when I commit an error.
Micah chapter 1. The word of the Lord that came to Micah the Morashite in the days of Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, kings of Judah, which he saw concerning Samaria and Jerusalem. Hear, you peoples, all of you, hearken, O earth, and all that therein is, and let the Lord God be witness against you, the Lord from his holy temple. For behold, the Lord cometh forth out of his place, and will come down, and tread upon the high places of the earth. And the mountains shall be molten under him, and the valleys shall be cleft, as wax before the fire, as waters that are poured down a steep place. For the transgression of Jacob is all this, and for the sins of the house of Israel. What is the transgression of Jacob? Is it not Samaria? And what are the high places of Judah? Are they not Jerusalem? Therefore I will make Samaria a heap in the field, a place of planting for vineyards, and I will pour down the stones thereof into the valley, and I will uncover the foundations thereof. And all her graven images shall be beaten to pieces, and all her hires shall be burned with fire, and all her idols will I lay desolate. For the hire of a harlot hath she gathered them, and unto the hire of a harlot shall they return. For this will I well, and how? I will go stripped and naked. I will make a wailing like the jackals, and a mourning like the ostriches. For her wound is incurable, for it is come even to Judah. It reacheth unto the gate of my people, even to Jerusalem. Tell it not in Gath, weep not at all. At Beth-le-Aphrah, roll yourself in the dust. Pass you away, O inhabitant of Sephir, in nakedness and shame. The inhabitant of Zaanan is not come forth. The wailing of Beth-ezel shall take from you the standing place thereof. For the inhabitant of Marath waiteth anxiously for good, because evil is come down from the Lord unto the gate of Jerusalem. Bind the chariots to the swift steeds, O inhabitant of Lachish. She was the beginning of sin to the daughter of Zion. For the transgression of Israel are found in you. Therefore shall you give a parting gift to Moresheth-Gath. The houses of Achzib shall be deceitful thing unto the kings of Israel. I will yet bring unto you, O inhabitant of Mareshah, him that shall possess you. The glory of Israel shall come even unto Adullam. Make you bald, and poll you for the children of your delight. Enlarge your baldness as a vulture, for they are gone into captivity from you. All right, let's go back up to verse 1. Now, this is the book of Micah, the Micah, which means who's like God. Is the Morashite, or Morashtite. Those is one who comes from Morashah. This is the possession of Gath. This means the possession of Gath. Gath is the wine press. Gath means the wine press. So these are those that are possessed at the wine press. And we're going to find out this wine press it will be compared even to this great furnace of Babylon. This is the place where the people are pressed down. And these words are the words that came to Micah in the period of these kings of Jotham, which is Jotham, and Achaz, and Hezekiah, or Hezekiah. Jotham means God is complete, or God is finished. And we can even say God's had enough. And achaz means he's taken hold of or grasped. And we can remember this period of the prophets were speaking of. This is the time where, like an unruly child, God has gone out and he's taken hold of and grasped now because he's going to punish. And then time of Hezekiah, and we remember Hezekiah was the strength of God, or in God's strength. This was the period of Hezekiah, was when Rabshakeh come down to possess Jerusalem, and God made an example of even then. We are going to start here in verse 1, the word of the Lord that came to Micah and the Morashite in the days of Jotham, Achaz, and Hezekiah, kings of Judah, which he saw concerning Samaria and Jerusalem. And this is what was going on then. There was idolatry in the land, great idolatry, and Samaria was this place that they'd even raised up an idol there. Samaria means this place of dregs. God make an example of it from the beginning, since the day they changed the name of it when they bought the land. And Jerusalem is that place of peaceful teachings. Verse 2, hear you peoples, all of you, hearken, listen, O earth, and all that therein is, and let the Lord God be witness against you, the Lord from his holy temple. So, God now wants you to listen up, because he is going to be a witness against you in the fact that he is going to prove now that he has done just what he said he was going to do, and that's what we're going to be dealing with here in the book of Micah, that we're going to prove now that God done just what he said he was going to do, and you have been found guilty. God's going to stand up, come up out of his holy place, and he is going to be a witness now against you, as well as the earth, and the heavens, and even the song of Moses we will call to the end. Verse 3, for behold, the Lord comes forth out of his place, and will come down and tread upon the high places of the earth, even these high places that men have built, that men have made, these high places that they have created, where they can run their mouths and take in and fleece the sheep. 4, and the mountains shall be molten under him, and the valleys shall be cleft, and as wax before the fire, as waters that are poured down a steep place. And these mountains are these high places, these places that are exalted, these places even men are exalted. That's what they're in reference to. Shall be molten under him, or made like water. And the valleys shall be broken, cleft, broken, busted, because we're going to find out that they're going to be filled with the rubbles and the liquid molten that comes down from the mountains. As wax before the fire, just like you would melt wax in the fire, as waters that are poured down a steep place, with raging and strength. 5, for the transgression of Jacob is all this, and for the sins of the house of Israel. What is the transgression of Jacob? Is it not Samaria? What are the high places of Judah? Are they not Jerusalem? For this is the transgression of Jacob, all this, idolatry. Who's Jacob? The sins of the house of Israel. Even all these that have been scattered in all the earth, as we have found out, and as we will find out, over and over and over. And that's exactly what was going on at this time. See, the king of Assyria had done come down, taken Israel, and scattered them out, done away with them. And now they was coming for Jerusalem. Even the king of Babylon had been sent. 6, therefore I will make Samaria a heap in the field, a place for the planting of vineyards, and I will pour down the stones thereof into the valley, and I will uncover the foundations thereof. And this is what he's done, this place of the dregs, like a heap in the field. He's gathered up all the garbage, gathering the trash from it, and a place for planting of vineyards, and that's what goes on. But these vineyards, we're going to find out, see, are not those which God intended to be planted there. And he will pour down the stones thereof into the valley, as a being prepared for planting, and he has taken now all the rubbles and debris thereof, and cast them down into the low places. And these valleys represent even those places of the flesh. And he will uncover the foundations thereof, because he's going to make it bare, make it known, where you can see clearly. And all her graven images shall be beaten to pieces, and all her hires shall be burned with fire, and all her idols shall I lay desolate. For of the hire of a harlot hath she gathered them, and unto the hire of a harlot shall they return. This is the purpose, as I've told you. God has compared this to this now, this harlot, because they go astray. This harlot is those that go out after other gods. They chase after something else. They chase after a Malcolm. They chase after some kind of image they have to have, because it's too hard just to follow the law and believe in God that he gave it. This is all God expected from the beginning. So he's going to have to make a great example. We've done learned of this great example he's going to make, and he is going to take all your idols, all these images you have in your mind, all these images you've made now of your Malcolm. He's going to gather them up, and he's going to destroy them. 8, for this will I wail and howl. I will go stripped and naked. I will make a wailing like the jackals, and a mourning like the ostriches. And for this purpose, God is making known. He has stripped and made bare all that there is. This howling, this wailing, like the jackals, it should sound more like if you could hear the whales crying in the ocean. These beasts of the sea is what this actually is in comparison to here, not jackals. This mourning like ostriches is, a better word would be the daughters of owls. Well, that's what it literally means. And these daughters of the owls have always been looked at as something with wisdom and understanding. It. Ears are beset around its eyes, and it hears as it perceives. These daughters of them are representations of that which is, these teachings even, that comes from it. This daughter is always the feminine that come from. 9. For her wound is incurable, for it is come even to Judah. It reacheth unto the gate of my people, even to Jerusalem. And this is the wound, this great idolatry even that they had, was reaching now unto the gate of my people. This wound come from Jeroboam, when he raised up the 2 calves and told Israel, here's your gods, Israel, that brought you out of Egypt. This was this wound. This was the beginning now, even, of all the idolatry. 10. Tell it not in Gath, weep not at all at Beth la-Aphrah. Roll yourself in dust. And this Beth la-Aphrah is the house of dust, this house of filth. Tell it not in Gath. Gath's a wine press. Don't weep for these now, before this is where God does gather those, so we can have understanding. 11. Pass you away, O inhabitant of Sephir, and nakedness and shame, the inhabitant of Zaanan, is not come forth. The wailing of Beth-Azel shall take from you the standing place thereof. And we see that Micah, he follows the old ways of teaching in these translations of words. And this inhabitant of Sephir is this inhabitant of this fair place, this place of beauty. In nakedness and shame shall you pass away. And we've learned that. We've seen this many times, this example being used. The inhabitant of Zaanan. Zaanan is this place of migration, this place where they go to from year to year. They go to. These have not come forth. So those that would come here at those appointed times has not come forth. And the wailing of Beth-Azel, Beth-Azel is this house of nearness. And this house of nearness is this, what we're talking about is, once again, is this little house there by the meadow, Beth-Abel, this house by the meadow even. this place where this little pleasant place even shall take from you the standing place thereof, because this place is established of old. Of old it was established there, even before they built this city. 12. For the inhabitant of Marath waiteth anxiously for good, because evil is come down from the Lord unto the gate of Jerusalem. Marath is this place of bitterness. The inhabitant of bitterness is waiting for the goodness of God, because they've been caused to inhabit this place by these sins of the earth. These that have gone astray from God have brought this evil now into the earth and continue to. Why? Because the mouths of men have led them astray. Idolatry has taken hold, and the land has gone into sin. Because evil has come down from the Lord unto the gate of Jerusalem, even unto this gate of the place of peaceful teachings. This was the plan of God from the beginning, see. He has brought this evil now, and he's brought this down upon you. But we know out of this shall come the healing. 13, bind the chariots to the swift steeds. O inhabitant of Lachish, she was the beginning of sin to the daughter of Zion. For the transgression of Israel are found in you. And Lachish is this place of invincibility. This place they've made for them there. They've exalted it, they've set it up, they've took the high ground. They've made themselves invincible. And we find out this was even in the beginning with the mouths of men. And they did cause sin, and they did kick at the sacrifice of God, and they did allow sin. 14, therefore shalt you give a parting gift to Moresheth Gath. The houses of Achzib shall be a deceitful thing unto the kings of Israel. And this is the way it is. Moresheth Gath, this is the place that is possessed, this place of the winepress, the possession of the winepress, even those that are possessed by the winepress, those that are there in the press, being pressed down. The houses of Achzib, Beth Achzib, is the houses of deceit. This is the houses of deceit, and they are many. And they have been deceitful thing unto the kings of Israel. Why? Well, we'll find out in the end that this is what polluted the house, and the king did suffer the people to sin. 15, I will yet bring unto you, O inhabitant of Mareshah, him that shall possess you. The glory of Israel shall come even unto Adullam. God's promising now that he is going to bring a possessor of the winepress there. And they will possess Mareshah. Mareshah is this winepress, and those that are possessed by it. And we're going to find out now the purpose that this one is sent there for, to possess the winepress. Judgment. Because the glory of God is going to come even unto Adullam. And Adullam is the justice of the people. That's what it means. God's glory is yet going to come. See, because he's going to make an example. Once again, it's the same story. We're going to make an example. We've started a new prophet. The story starts over. 16, make you bald, and poll you for the children of your delight. Enlarge your baldness as the vulture, for they are gone into captivity from you. And in a blink of an eye, it's done. It's done. See, God had done it from the beginning. Even from your start in your beginning, you were going into captivity. An example was being made. This was the prophecies from the beginning. It's going to be even the prophecies of the end. God said it, I have declared the end from the beginning. Make you bald. You strip away your glory. Take this away. Poll you for the children of your delight. Now, make yourself bald. Your glory's been taken away. Your children of your delight, these that have you brought forth, these that you've delighted in, see, God's taken them away. In your larger boldness as vulture, this vulture is this great bird of prey. For they are gone into captivity from you. And this is what we're going to find out in the end time. This is that great captivity we've been talking about, even when the prophets were there. This example God's going to make, even in the end time, as we're going to find out in the book of Micah as we get more in the prophecies. But we're going to go to chapter 2.